So apparently, us men, us losers, are dating women that are less attractive just so we can have some peace.
I saw a post that said that men are dating more for peace over beauty now. And if that doesn't tell you how dense and how black and white these men think, is that they're correlating more a beautiful, attractive woman to be more difficult and more demanding. Instead, what men are really trying to say is that they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. They want to be able to do certain things and you not being able to say anything about it to them, okay? In their mind, they think to themselves that if I date a less attractive person, I can get away with more. They won't be as demanding. They'll be more peaceful. When in reality, so many men give women the chaos. They are the ones that bring the chaos. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to see their actions. They don't want their fragile ego to be hurt because they have been propped up their entire lives by society. And when a woman calls them out for their behavior, they don't like it.
Okay, first of all, this is completely false. This is not happening. I have 3 points that I want to talk about this. First point being, this is not happening, okay? This is false, but it's actually the exact opposite. There's actually more men, like more and more men, going out with girls as hot as possible they can find. Even though those hot girls, not all of them obviously, but a lot of those girls are like menaces to deal with, like they're pieces of ass. They're pieces of shit, they're hard to deal with, they're just argumentative, they're just problematic. And all these men, all these freaking men, they don't care about it. They only care about her looks, and he can hit that ass every single night. Even though his finances or maybe his health, mental and physical health, well, it's not a or, it's 100% certain. His mental and physical health is gonna take a toll just because he's gonna be out with this girl and doing everything for her. And when I mean everything, I mean everything. He's gonna be the biggest pushover, doing everything for her ass just to have her every night. And I don't know where the hell she got all of this stuff. Like, what fantasy land are you living in?
So instead, this is how black and white they think. Well, if I go for someone easier and who demands less, which is someone that's less attractive, she won't need so much from me. And they would rather do that than own up to their mistakes and actually change as a man. They would go for someone that they're less attracted to because they don't want to change who they are. That is how black and white they think. They won't even go for even like the person that they're ideally more physically attracted to. They will be with someone less attractive just because that they will put up with more, because these men want to be able to get away with cheating. They want to be able to get away with going to strip clubs. They want to be able to get away with a lot more behavior with someone who won't demand as much because it's easier. It's just simply easier with how these men want to date these days. So it's really wild how these men are thinking. Don't even know how to go about it, honestly, anymore. I mean, men cease to amaze me every single day.
Okay, she mentioned 2 really important stuff here. First off was this guy wants a girl that's peaceful and chill because he can have peace and he cares more about that stuff instead of, her confronting him. And that's why he's gonna get a less attractive girl. And the second thing is, he wants to get a girl like that, basically a pushover girl, because she won't go against him and tell him off when he's actually in the wrong, because in his free time, which is probably all the time by what she's saying, she wants to go and hit other girls, go to a strip club and do all this stuff. Listen, the first thing you said, completely false. Again, I already said all this stuff. Most young men do not go out with less attractive women they perceive less attractive just because of the peace. That's not the most important factor for a young man in his 20s, okay? It's not. And secondly, if you care this much of all these men, they want to have a peaceful, nice woman who's a pushover just because they can, go fuck other women and go to the strip club and do whatever. Why do you even care about these guys? If these are the type of guys that go out with these women, teach the women to not go out with these kinds of guys. This is a different guy than the one you're talking about. So the guy that wants to get actual, weak woman, I'm saying weak as in mentally weak, as in emotionally weak, she can let this man do whatever the hell he wants while she's gonna be loyal. Like, the women are the problem in that situation, okay? They need to learn to step up and, reject those kinds of men. And those kinds of men are the kinds of men that they just want peace with a woman who's less attractive, but they're gonna be loyal. No, they want to have multiple women and one dumbass woman who's gonna be loyal to them, even though they don't deserve anything. They don't deserve a woman or nothing. So these two categories that you just mentioned, totally different.
They will be with someone less attractive just because that they will put up with more, because these men want to be able to get away with cheating. They want to be able to get away with going to strip clubs. They want to be able to get away with a lot more behavior with someone who won't demand as much, because it's easier. It's just simply easier with how these men want to date these days.
Everything that you mentioned with the strip club and all these types of men that just want to use these women, they're, you know, more easy to use, I guess. They're a different type of men. A man who wants a different kind of girl just for peace, and a man who wants a different kind of girl just to, you know, use her and he can do other stuff with other women. Totally different men. And my third point, which is the most important point of this video, this is why I think this is happening. So in the world of social media, a lot of people, sadly including me, we just think that we can always find better. So when we're young, like you and me are, when we are young, we often try and get the best possible partner. So there's nothing wrong with that, but there's one thing wrong. You can't just upgrade till you die. You can't. There's gotta be like a maintenance phase. Like you've got the newest, the best update for you. You don't need anything more, because just because you get something more doesn't mean it's better, okay? Maybe that's a bad analogy, but if you're trying to just get a better and better man, and you're just hopping off from this guy to this guy, man as well. She has, you know, better ass, she has better boobs, her face is prettier, her personality is more feminine. Listen, find the perfect girl you like, and if you actually fall in love and you actually care for this woman or man, fucking stick to it and make it work. All of this is the problem. Why? Because as you get older, as you get into your 30s, in your 40s, 50s, dating gets much harder. Guess what older people do when they just want to be with someone because shit feels lonely, okay? They just want to be with someone because they don't want to be lonely, and they want to feel, you know, someone that can, you know, take care of them. They can take care of themselves. They can go on dates together, travel together, you know, anything that 40 and 50-year-olds do as, you know, in loving relationships and stuff. At that point, at that age, physical attractiveness, I mean, I hope I'm gonna be attracted to my girl, to my woman, at the age of 55, but obviously my looks and her looks are gonna be greatly depreciated by that age. I already am disgusting and ugly, so I'm already fucking doomed. But at that age, that's what I think might be reality. Might be. That's what I've been saying all this time. For young men and young women, there's no way this is reality. No freaking way. But when you're 50, 60, especially in that age, and shit feels lonely, you start to say, you know what? I just want someone who's peaceful, who's kind, who's loving, just wants to spend the rest of our lives together. Because I already failed at getting a long-time, full-life partner at the age of 20-something or 30-something, getting married and all this stuff and being together till death. Because I jumped around, because I thought I can do better. And are you even the best? Just think about this. Are you even the best person for your imaginary best partner? No, you're fucking not. Get the fuck out of here. Then you know what's the most interesting thing for me about all of this stuff? If this was actually reality with young men, this would be the exact replica of how women run towards, you know, old, ugly, disgusting men who are rich millionaires and billionaires in their 40s and 50s, and these women are in their, you know, 20s, and they go with them just for their money. They don't give a flying F if they're attractive, if their personalities are right, even if they have some criminal records, they do not give a flying F. They go to Dubai and they eat shit on camera for those rich guys. Just Google it. I don't want to talk about this. It's fucking disgusting. But if those, I'm not saying that this is moral or good, okay? It's not. But I'm saying, what my logic is, if all of that stuff is, you know, empowering, and yeah, she got a rich man, yeah, she can do whatever the hell she wants. Well, then why not a nice guy who's, you know, attractive, let's say mid-level attractive or above average attractive, whatever, finds a woman who maybe he doesn't find as attractive. Maybe it's not exactly his type, but he has had all these women that were his type or way above, and he's freaking tired. He just needs someone to, be in peace with and enjoy his life. And maybe she is not a 10 out of 10 in his eyes. Maybe she is a 7 out of 10. And you know what? Why the frick not? If all these 20-year-old women can go with these rich-ass old dudes and do that disgusting stuff all around the world, just so they can get all that money, all that freaking fashion stuff, all that freaking $30,000 bag, all those $200K cars and all this stuff, and private jets and yachts and stuff, why not a man find a woman who is, more peaceful, as they say? Even though I don't think that's reality. I don't think young men actually do this stuff. Maybe there's a few exceptions. There's always exceptions. But I'm talking about the rule. I'm not talking about exceptions. Okay? Exceptions can go fuck themselves. I'm joking. All of you exceptions watching this video, enjoy your life. Don't care about all this bullshit. No, yeah, that's about it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Was I wrong about any of this stuff? Did I get anything right or anything wrong? Roast me in the comments. Destroy me. Tell me what you guys think. Have a nice day. Don't say stupid shit on the internet.